hat on. Did we snooze a little bit? What was it like during travel?
No, I'm reading right now. I gotta read some books. We got the book club reveal coming up here pretty soon.
Okay, we appreciate you prepping for that. Second largest book club in the world, I do believe, is what the stats say, but stats are on everybody's side. Can't wait to dive back into that. Let's talk about last night a little bit. What was it like to be back with the team? We got to see you around warm-ups. You were spinning it. Hey, Aaron, this is like a 58-yard ball here. And I know whenever it's close up and this is you warming up, the shoes look ridiculous. You're back in the team gear. This video, though, hit the internet. You do a little three-step drop, pivot. You have to turn a lot of force on that front foot. That's like a 58-yard ball. Are we back, Eric? Woo. Are we back right now, or what are we thinking?
No, we're not back. That's just my stress reliever. That's just me feeling a little bit normal, feeling like I'm back, member of the team almost, but no, that's just me relieving some stress and having some fun pregame.
58 yards though of stress is a lot. Did you have to do a lot of things there? Hey, we know as humans that think, well, it's not just easy to throw a ball 58 yards. To do that, you have to do a lot. There's a lot. Torque. There's a lot that has to happen, bro. There's a lot. And you're in those ridiculous shoes, obviously, for the good of the Achilles. We're stressing, not stretching. But there's a lot that has to happen, right? We took steps here. Feels like we're getting into a good spot.
I'm feeling good with my rehab. I've been grinding. But was able to get into Jersey on Monday morning and see the guys for the game and throw a couple balls around with my buddy KP, one of our equipment staff. But yeah, it felt good. It just felt kind of normal to be out there. And listen, when I'm 70, I think I'll still be able to throw the ball pretty good. So that's never going to be a problem. It's just how quickly can I, get this rehab where I need it to be, and we obviously got to play some better football on offense than we did last night, but I'm excited where I'm at. Good to see the guys. Good to see the crowd. Obviously, disappointing game, but we got another one coming up Sunday in Vegas. A chance to bounce back.
Go ahead, AJ.
What about after the game? I believe it was Derwin James. You said, give me a couple weeks before I'm back out there. I know you're just kind of having fun with the guys, but obviously that's going to get dissected a little bit. Is a couple weeks, does that mean 2? Does that mean 6, 10, 3 months? What does it mean?
We're back.
Yeah. I've known Derwin for a while. We got the same agency. Really have a lot of respect for him and his game. He came over, dapped me up during the game, and good to see him after the game. I didn't realize that was going to get caught there. I mean, obviously that was said with a little tongue-in-cheek there. It'd be nice to be able to be back in a couple weeks. That's probably not anywhere near a realistic timeline, but a couple is, could be a few, could be a lot. It's more of a phrase that didn't have a specific timetable. But I said it smiling, joking. He was talking about how, he's excited for me to get back on the field at some point. And I joked that it'd be a few weeks, but obviously it's going to be more than a couple weeks.
So a couple's 2, a few's 3.
Yep.
A Rushmore is 4.
I'm aware of this.
Right. So I'm just saying,
it's gonna be a few.
A pantheon.
It's gonna be a few fortnights. It'll be a few fortnights.
A few fortnights.
So a few would be 3 times 2.
2 weeks, right?
Yep.
2 weeks, a fortnight.
So 6,
A baker's dozen. Is there anything we're adding in there?
13 days.
Holy hell. Congrats. We're eyeing December, mid-December, which would be really early. Really early. But let's talk about, the comeback process of it. Obviously, where the Jets stand in it all would be a big piece of whether or not you would come back early from an Achilles injury and play.
Oh, no. Is he getting close to Malibu where it's, FaceTime only, but Wi-Fi? He's getting on Wi-Fi in the car?
I was just going to freeze alongside of him so we'd be a good team there.
I'm still here. I see you guys.
Okay, good. Well, you look amazing. Let's talk, though, about the Jets' standings in record for you to come back. You're not thinking about that at this exact moment? Is that something you think about while you watched the team play last night, and it's very clearly going to be an L as the clock starts running down? Do you start thinking about what their record is, how the team looks to make a comeback this late into the season as a man who's defying science with the Achilles return?
I have a lot of faith in our guys, and I feel like we're going to be in the mix for sure. That, is a very small part of the thought process, because it's really just the day-to-day trying to get better, my toe, trying to keep strengthening the calf, trying to, as we move into this, more flexibility down there. But it's going to be a process. It's going to be, it's going to be a process of small gains every single day. And then hopefully there's a chance to have that conversation. Obviously, we got to be in the mix. There's no doubt about it. But more than that, I got to be able to be healthy, to be able to move, to be able to protect myself, to be able to have strength in all the throwing positions. I can do a little simulated gun drop, left, right. I even did a little crossover last night.
Oh,
I'm
karaoke.
Hey.
I'm feeling a lot, feel a lot more strength in the Achilles, but we're a long way off from being able to be under center and get out to an outside zone and get out to a keep fake. And, it's going to be a process, but I like where I'm at. I mean, definitely, obviously ahead of schedule, and obviously thankful for not just Doc Elatrosh, but Heather and Dave at the Jets, and everybody's been helping with my rehab and all the people taking care of me. It's been, it's been a tough situation. It's been a grind, but definitely thankful to be, 8 weeks tomorrow since surgery, and to be mobile, to be walking normal, to be able to move a little bit on the field, and to just feel a little bit more normal every day. Just kind of puts my mind a little more at ease after a tough 2-month stretch.
All of this in 55 days is obviously credit to your hard work and that incredible team. So I appreciate you giving them a shout out. And you talk about getting back to New Jersey and New York, how you get back into your flow. When you have that headset on and you're in the game, how much are you paying attention? How much are you deciding what you would do in the moment? Are you watching the Jumbotron and be like, we should have won here, I would have went here? Or how do you kind of feel during something like last night, whenever you're in the know, and then what's happening on the field is nothing like we've ever seen you do in this particular situation?
Well, I think just like at home, there's a bunch of expert QBs on the sidelines. There's a bunch of sideline quarterbacks as well who would want to, think they should be doing this and we should be doing that. It's a lot different when you're out there in the fire and the bullets are flying and you got to make quick decisions in the moment. For me on the headset, it's about kind of being the, voice of calm at times, suggestions here and there. And then just, little side conversations with tight ends and running backs and Zach and the coaching staff, in between possessions and looking at the pictures and seeing if I see anything. But for the most part, I'm just a voice of reason at times and throwing some ideas in there as well. But it sucks to not be out there for sure. And it sucks when we have a poor performance on offense like that. Just I know what we're capable of. I know how we've been practicing. I know the kind of talent that we have, and it's not coming together consistently, and that's why we're struggling. I mean, 191 yards of offense, and we lose by 3 scores is a pretty wild thing to happen. So defense obviously feeling really good. Offense is going through our struggles, but it just comes down to situational football. I mean, you look at we've been bad in third down and bad in the red zone. So if you're bad on third down, you're not going to keep drives going. Bad in the red zone, you only get field goals. You're not going to put up points. So, it's the same shit. Comes in execution and the little things, and everybody doing their job. We've hurt ourselves in 3-snap penalties for sure. Hurt ourselves in negative yardage plays, put ourselves in tough situations. But comes down to it, we got to execute. We'd execute on the money down on third down. We got to get in the red zone more often. When we do, we got to get touchdowns. We had some chances in the game for sure to make that a different game. I thought the possession coming out of the first half was a really nice possession, went right down the field. Had some chances, had a couple negative yardage plays and sacks, and forced into a long field goal. If we get 7 there, it's a different ball game. It's a 1-score game. Our defense really didn't give up 0 long touchdown drives. They scored obviously on a punt return. They scored 1 yard out on a fumble recovery. They scored on a drive I think that started at the plus 49. Other than that, they had 2 field goals. So we have a lot of respect for Herbert, but our defense again made really good quarterback. look a little more average. They got some playmakers. I feel like we did a good job against Eckler in the run. I feel like we did a pretty good job against Keenan. He obviously made an incredible catch on the sidelines to keep a drive going, but for the most part, we bottled him up. We forced a couple fumbles that didn't bounce our way. We sacked him a bunch of times. But offensively, we're just not doing our part, and we got to if we're going to win these games. So we got to bounce back this week.
So you see that defense doing everything that you just kind of laid out there and how talented they are. I think the last time you had a top 5 defense or a top 10 defense, you won a Super Bowl, something like that. And obviously that was one of the main reasons on why you wanted to go to the Jets. Is it nights like last night where you're just so eager to get back? Like as the game's going, are you wishing that you could utilize those massive shoes you're wearing and just put on a uniform and get back in there? What is the urge to get back on the field whenever you're watching a game like last night, especially with how your defense is doing?
Well, it's tough, Pat, because I'm not healthy. I'm just not ready. So as much as you watch a game like last night and last week when our defense was so dominant, and they've been that way most of the season, other than maybe the Dallas game, I feel like we've been really, really good on defense and forcing turnovers and sacking the hell out of the quarterback and, getting our hands on the football every single week. It gives you a lot of confidence on offense because you just kind of expect them to 3 and out just about every time. And that's in the league, that's just not realistic. There's so many great players in the league on both sides of the ball, but our defense consistently shows up, consistently makes plays and gets after the quarterback and gets after the guys up front. And we're not giving up, a ton of explosive plays. We're getting our hands on the football. So yeah, it's frustrating, but I'm not healthy, so it's hard to even take my mind there at this point. There's been times in the past when I had bad calf injuries where I was able to play in a tiny circle, in the pistol and in the shotgun. It limits obviously what we can do, but I've been able to operate in those situations. If this were just a real bad calf strain, I'd definitely be out there. It wouldn't be a question. I did it in the 2014 season for multiple weeks. Over that stretch, but we're in the 8 to 12 week window where the tendon is really healing well, and it's also a little bit of a danger zone where we got to be really careful. Now, obviously, that 8 to 12 weeks is relative compared to a normal healing process compared to the way that we've attacked it, but we're still a little bit ways off of. I got to hit markers, and then I got to get on the practice field. Then they got to open up the window for me to come back from IR. So there's a lot that has to happen. Not saying it can't get accelerated, but there's still a lot of things I got to do before we can even talk about getting on the field.
Got it. Go ahead, AJ.
So each time that you go out here and you throw pregame, I guess, I know you're still injured, so you can't take yourself there, but do you get a little bit closer? Like last night, I would imagine you're out there and your Achilles feels pretty good. You can't play right now, but I feel like at some point, I know when you're coming off of injuries, you're like, at some point you're thinking, oh, this sucks, this hurts so bad. Obviously, I'm a long ways out, but then the more you go, I feel like it can give you a confidence boost and you can feel pretty good when you're like, you know what, I'm going to get back on the field. I'm going to get back on the field. And it's not going to be a crazy amount of time before I'm out here. Like, are you slowly going through that process?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of checking myself every time I'm out there. Like, what can I actually do? How much can I put on the left foot? Can I do like last night? I did a little crossover